Do any of you ever think about how fortunate you are to be able to just slip on a pair of sweatpants and go to class? Or can you imagine having to wear 6 layers of clothing all day, every day? Because that's precisely what the colonial lady had to wear. So today I'm going to be showing you exactly what a colonial lady had to put on. So when we say the colonial era, it's generally the 1700s, so think stuff like Pirates of the Caribbean or The Patriot or Marie Antoinette, stuff like that. So before I came here, I was actually with a living history group in Northern Virginia, and one of the eras that we reenacted was Revolutionary War. So a lot of the garments that you'll see in these photos are ones that I've actually made. So the first thing a lady would put on is called a shift, which is basically this loose white cotton dress, and she would wear this under all her other garments. It protects the corset and the dress from sweat and dirt, and it's a lot easier to wash this piece of cotton than it is a corset and a dress. So a lady would generally have a lot of these and not a lot of dresses, and these would be changed out every day. So next she would put on her stays, or the corset. There are a lot of misconceptions surrounding corsets. Probably the biggest one is tight lacing, which is completely a myth. If you think about it, the ladies of the time period, unless you're extremely wealthy, you have to be able to do some type of work. So you need to be able to move, let alone breathe. So the stuff that you see in like Gone with the Wind or whatever, that's just pure Hollywood. It's not true at all. So what is a corset for? Well, it's a foundational garment. As you saw in the previous photo, those dresses are really tightly fitted. And as we ladies know, our weight tends to fluctuate from day to day or hour to hour. So the corset just provides this really firm, stable base to fit the dress on. And it supports the figure and shapes the figure and whatnot. So next you'd have to put on some type of skirt support. So as you can see in the top photo, those are all the different skirt shapes and how dramatically they change through the eras. On the left, there's a picture of, those are called panniers. Those are from the 1740s, and they give you this ridiculous, weird skirt shape. On the right, you get to see this wonderful garment called a bum roll, which is what I get to wear, which I totally do not feel like an idiot putting on. So next you put on your pockets. So the gowns back then didn't have pockets. They were separate. They were tied on. They're really big. They're like this big, and you can fit so much stuff in them. It's fantastic. And they're usually really heavily embroidered like this pair. I did not make that pair. And so finally you would get to the gown. After you put on several petticoats, you would put on the gown. And you can't tell in this photo, but this is actually a matching underskirt. So that would go on first. And it's got this weird 2-part waistband, so you tie on the back, and then you tie on the front. And that creates little slits in the sides so you can reach your pockets. And then you put on the gown. So this is one that I actually made. It's based off an original from this book. Called Costume in Detail, and this is a great book. This lady went to museums and she looked at original garments and drew them out with all the construction details and everything. So the dress that I made is based on an original. Not sure if you can really see it very well, but the skirt in the back is looped up with ribbons, and if you can see in this photo, that's how I did mine as well. So the bum roll, you can see in the back, it gives you like this bustle shape. So a couple years ago, my friend Becca and I decided that we would wear our dresses to Colonial Williamsburg, which is something we'd always wanted to do. And that was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed ourselves. We got to meet Thomas Jefferson, which was cool. And we got to eat in the tavern. And we had a lot of people coming up to us and asking us questions because they thought we worked there. And this group of about 300 Korean tourists was there. And I swear every single one of them came up to us and asked us for a photo. And they're very polite. And, it was fine. But we were exhausted by the end of the day. So we got home and we went back to our hotel and just collapsed in the hot tub. And, I love dressing up. And I love reenacting and sharing history with people, but I cannot imagine having to put all this stuff on every single day. So I don't know about you all, but I think I'm sticking with my yoga pants.